R. Vedaras, Vice Chancellor of the University, Thiru T.N. Jawaharlal, Patron, MIT Alumini Association, Dr. G. Ravikumar, Registrar at the University, Thiru B. Senthilnathan, President, MIT Alumni Association, Dr. J. Prakash, Dean, MIT, Thiru T. Sankar, Secretary, MIT Alumni Association, distinguished invitees, senior alumni, family members of Dr. APJ Kalam, faculty members, the staff, my dear students, gracious ladies and gentlemen, Alaykum Wanakam. To be in an institute created by a visionary like C. Raza, who could think of those days when there was not much in this country, is a matter of privilege, and I am indeed delighted to be here at the campus of MIT. Thiru C. Rajan, we know he was a Gandhian, he was a nationalist, and imagine what must have crossed his mind at those days to have thought of creating an institution for teaching and producing our engineers in those disciplines of technologies which were pioneering at the time. His vision and his action in creating this MIT has made significant contribution to the nation building. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and people in different walk of life this institution has produced. So see the vision and the dream of one person. I pay my earnest tribute to this great man, great visionary, great nationalist, who is still alive. Today we have unveiled the statue of Dr. APJ Kalam. I'd like to thank MIT Alumni Association for making it happen, for placing a statue at the institute which shaped him, which made him what he became later, a great scientist. I'm sure this will be an abiding inspiration for the students of MIT and for all those who will be visiting this place from time to time. Dr. APJ Kalam, his life itself is a great inspiration. Coming from a very modest, humble background, he rose to the top, to the President of India. The fact that MIT produced such an alumnus, such a person, such a great person, MIT itself deserves a share of credit in that. Dr. Kalam's story is an inspiration to all our young people, all the youth, howsoever modest, howsoever humble background they might be coming from, but they can touch the star. The sky is the limit for them. If they follow the dream and the actions of Dr. Kalam, dream big, dare to dream, and work hard to fulfill the dream. We know that Dr. Kalam is, what we say, he was a maker of modern India through his innovative and pioneering contribution in the field of space and defense, gave this country a quantum leap towards self-reliance in these critical areas of science and technology and our national defense. He was a great visionary and a person with as large a heart as the idea of Bharat is. He was a person who understood this country, who understood its heritage, took pride in it, delved deep into it, and he evolved into a sage, a rishi himself. He was not just a scientist or the President of India, but he was a rishi. His understanding of Bharat and Bharat's spirituality is enormous. He was a very, very large-hearted person. Limits, whatever it could be, could not limit him. And unveiling and is a statue of such a great person, such a great rishi, such a great maker of modern India is a matter of privilege for me. And I thank MIT Alumni Association for giving me this opportunity. Dr. Kalam lived for this country. All through his life, he kept inspiring the youth. All through till the last breath, we all know how he left this world. Even at the time he was addressing and inspiring the youth at IIM Shillong. And what a perhaps the befitting way, though we lost him, it's the loss of the country. But for him, look at the way he exited the world. He did so while pursuing his deepest passion, inspiring the youth to make this country a great country. Friends, we all present here, especially the students, we are at a very unique moment, a unique epoch in the history of our country. Such moments come rarely in the life of a nation. When the nation is at the cusp of a revolutionary transformation, we have crossed 75 years of our independent India's life. The nation has a number of problems. We have made significant progress, but we have to achieve much more. This country, Bharat, was the leader of the world, was the most prosperous in every field, in the field of science and technology, in the field of economy, in the field of spirituality, till 18th century. Something happened. The colonization has taken a heavy toll. And that toll is not only just physical, the toll is psychological. And we have forgotten our heritage, our past. Now, when in the next 25 years, when the country will be celebrating centenary of independence, where should India be? Should India continue to remain still a developing country? Should this country continue to remain afflicted with problems that we have faced all these decades? I think the answer is clear. If something could take away our place of pride in the last over 200 years, we must restore it in the next 25 years. By the time this country will be celebrating the centenary, India must be the leader of the world. It must be a fully developed country. It must be a self-reliant country. Yesterday, while we have been celebrating 50th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, yesterday we had a program that the Honorable Prime Minister released postage stamp and coins to commemorate the anniversary. Sri Aurobindo, we know, the beginning as a revolutionary, first of all brought up in an absolutely Western environment. He went to the best of educational institution in Europe. On his return to this country, when he saw the country, he moved around. Like Swami Vivekananda, he also got disturbed. He became a revolutionary, an ardent lover of the Western ideas, Western ideology, Western philosophy, trained and groomed in that, those value systems. It didn't take long time for him to respond to the call of Mahabharati, the kind of pain this country was suffering. He became a revolutionary freedom fighter. And at some stage of his evolution, he became also a spiritual leader. And his spirituality was for the humanity, for the entire world, which is the spirituality of our country, Bharat. We don't live for ourselves, we live for the humanity, for the whole world. And there, Sri Aurobindo said, among his 5 dreams that he has spelled out, he realized that in this entire universe, at least so far what the science has discovered, Earth is the only planet which is evolutionary in nature, where the life is evolving and developing. And this evolution, on this evolutionary planet, there is a place, Bharat, where the evolution, several thousand years back, the evolution reached the stage with a universal outlook. he was very clear that there is a divine purpose. It is not accidental, it is not coincidental. Bharat is a chosen land, and it has an obligation, a divinely mandated obligation to rise and rise for the welfare of the world. Because this is the only country whose spirituality accepts Earth as a mother, and all humans, all plants, all animals are its children. So all entire is a family, is a kutumba. Our animal and plant kingdoms, they are not resources to be recklessly exploited. They are part of us. We are member of that larger family. This is the outlook which made our rishis recite Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is a family. The Vasudha is earth, is a mother. And so, Rishi Aurobindo made it clear, Bharat must rise. Rise to be the Vishwa Guru, the leader of the world, with an outlook which is Bharatiya, which is embedded and inspired by Bharatiya Adhyatma, which is inherent in sanskar, in our conduct, day-to-day conduct and thinking of every Bharatiya, every Indian. Such a Bharat, such a country is to be built in the next 25 years. And we are uniquely placed, especially the youth are uniquely placed, because you are a witness to this transformation. We are all witness to this transformation. But we are not just mere witnesses. We are also active participants. We are contributor to this transformation. And now we need each one of us, we need to ask a question, what is my contribution to it? This country cannot reach its destiny by a few, by the government, or by a set of people. It has to be with the total involvement of every Indian. And our young friends, in 2047, when you would be at the helm of affairs, each one of you need to ask a question. What has been my contribution to this country? MIT Alumni Association is doing a lot of good work. I heard, I read also the paper given to me, sponsoring a scholarship, contributing in refurbishing the infrastructure of MIT, motivating the students here. There are many areas you are doing a lot of good work. Congratulations for that. And I'm sure in the coming years and decades you will continue to do so. But all of us, individually and collectively, we must think, whatever we do in our personal life, professional life, individual life, collective life, keep this consciousness at the back of your mind that you are doing it for the nation, for the Bharat. With that appreciation, with that understanding, if you do, it will have a different flavor. While I'm sure you will keep innovating how to do better, how to do more. This thinking how to do more for the institution, for the country, it is not only the MIT Alumni Association alone has to think. Every individual, member of this association also need to think individually. Because while we can do collectively, we can also do individually. And there is a lot of good sense which is latent, dormant in all of us, to wake it up. Now, each one of you, this MIT has produced a lot of successful people. They have done very well in their life and career. While you are doing for the institution, can you think of that, okay, I have come from that village. If not my parents have come from a village. If not my parents, my grandparents have come from a village. Because even after all, India was a village-centric country. Urbanization is a much later phenomenon. Can each one of those people, those who have achieved certain position, think of visiting the village, and if you are not able to find a village, go to the rural area, spot one young student, one preferably a girl, of course boys too, sponsor the education of that child. You are doing it through NGOs, fine, good. Do it individually if you can do it. There would be a bonding between you and that young student who one day will grow into another APJ Kalam or a young scientist or a great scientist or a great person. Over the years you will have a galaxy of such people. When you will pick up a student, a young student, maybe studying in a primary school, help him, see that the child grows, mentor him, and whichever way, and ensure that the person be that relation, maintain that relation with him. It is not just giving away the money, it is an impersonal act. When you groom a child into a successful person, the satisfaction that you will have, the expansion of yourself that you will have in that person and that person's family will be simply phenomenal. The joy that you will receive is unmeasurable. There are many ways we can transform the country. You have to think of individually and collectively how best we can do. And if you think of, you will have many ways to do that. And all this will go towards building our country, a great country. In the next 25 years, we will have our country where its destiny lies. Friends, it's an honor for me. I always like meeting young people, like students. Many times I feel inspired by them. And when I see the vision, the dream, sometimes it's dormant, sometimes they feel a little eclipsed. But there is a dream. In every student there is a dream. Learn from Dr. Kalam to dare it, to make it happen. And if you have a setback, don't let it defeat you. Life is not a journey of continuous success. We have all received setbacks. We have all suffered failures. The difference in the one who succeeds and one who does not is, one who succeeds does not allow the failure to defeat that person. Every failure is an experience. Try new, try big. That is the message of Dr. Kalam. And that is what will make that will be your contribution to making this country a great country in the next 25 years. I wish all of you, the Alumni Association, individuals, all the students, all the bright future. Thank you very much. Nandri.